It's Jamey Boyum at Longview City Hall with Richard Yeakley, and if you want to know anything that's going on in Longview, you ask Richard Yeakley. And tonight, we had some items here in the City Council meeting, and I was pretty shocked how fast that whole thing went, considering how much you have here, including budget.
It was a big agenda, right? There were several action items and a bunch of budget items, but did move pretty fast. And so excited that we have a budget, right, for the next year. That's great. That's one of the big takeaways. So the council has been working for a couple months on setting the budget, and then before that there was months of work of city staff, the city manager, the budget team, directors, managers, frontline staff, putting together the spending plan for 2023 and 2024. And so brought that before the council originally about a month ago, right? And then there's been discussion and conversation, and got today and they approved it, right? Without much fanfare. And that's a testament to the great work that the city staff has done proposing it, but then also the hard work the council has done over the course of this last little bit, digging into it, making sure they understood it, making sure that they got all of their questions answered, so that when we got to the vote tonight, they were really just able to say, okay, sounds good, let's do it for 2023, 2024.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. And some of the interesting items, I thought the police department's getting some new equipment.
Yeah, I think you talked to Chief about that.
We're approved for 2 items tonight. One's going to be a training simulator, and that will go into our new police department. And this will replace an existing one, and with this new technology, it'll give us other means to train and improve our officers on their, whether it's traffic stops or respond to other calls for service, and just to go ahead and make their skills better and train them in use of force and de-escalation.
Cool. And what's the other one?
Our other piece of equipment is a 360 camera for scanning, and basically what that'll do is major traffic crash scenes, major crime scenes. This will be able to go in there, quickly scan and accurately scan what the area looks like, maps it electronically, and so it makes the information much more accurate, and it also saves quite a bit of time over what it would take a person to do. Okay. So it's definitely will be a time saving and improve our quality of service.
Yeah, it's like a 3D thing, right?
Yes, sir.
It makes a 3D model of the area.
Yes, it makes a 3D model.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating, because then you can turn and look. And
when you're using it on the computer screen, you can basically manipulate it and see exactly where everything was located, see from different perspectives. It's definitely a great piece of equipment.
So when is this equipment going to be coming in?
Hopefully we'll have the simulator with the opening of our new PD, and then the camera, we'll get that ordered in the next couple weeks, and hopefully have that here within the next month or two.
So one thing, this is an inside baseball thing. One thing that we do in the city of Longview is there's a thing called the consent agenda, which is all approved in one vote. And so if it's an item that's maybe a little bit more run-of-the-mill, or something that, you know, is generally doesn't need as much discussion, it all goes on that consent agenda. And if the council wants, they can approve everything all at once in that section. And so the big action items today included the Delia Avenue reconstruction over there near the Hallsville West Elementary School, and redesigning that roadway to make sure that that flow of traffic is good as that school has opened up, and making sure that that intersection with Delia and I think Tryon and the Loop is good for the years moving forward now that we have a school there. So a lot of time and attention went into that over the course of this meeting.
Yeah, that has, you know, a lot of residents there anticipated it was going to be a big issue.
Sure.
I don't know how big an issue it really became, but this, I guess, is going to alleviate a lot of those traffic issues.
Yeah, and the mayor said it from the podium today, but super grateful. It sounds like the developers have really worked with city staff to figure out a good plan to move forward so that we can invest and so that TxDOT can invest to make sure that for all those kids that are going to school there, that there's a good traffic flow, that it's safe, that the road makes sense, that you don't have like little juts of road going different places, but that it's a natural progression for those kids. So we have approval now, we can start moving forward. And I think Dwayne Archer said, you know, it'll take some time to actually see the dirt work moving and to realign Delia there, but people in that area, kind of in East Longview, that's right, over there in the Hallsville area, we'll start to see some progress there, which is timely because there's obviously been some discussion about that school in particular and some of the traffic related concerns now that we're back into school. So.
Okay. All right. Good deal. And then, of course, budget approved.
Yeah, budget proven tax rate, right, is always associated with the budget. So our budget is funded about 1/3 fees and other general fines, 1/3 property taxes, and 1/3 sales taxes. So sales taxes go up and down based on our economy. Fortunately, we have a pretty strong local economy. People are still buying, right? So we continue to see those sales taxes doing well. The projection is that they'll continue to do well this coming year. But then property taxes, we were actually able to lower the property tax rate to 56.19. You can find all the information on longviewtexas.gov/budget, but we were able to lower the property tax rate and still have a balanced budget, still provide raises for our employees, still invest in police and fire, right? And so a lot of good things checked off, while also the rate is coming down for our residents.
Okay. Right. Do you, off the top of your head, you know the previous rate?
It was 57.89, so it was about a 1.7 cents per $100 valuation decrease from 57.89 to 56.19. I would say traditionally we've held the tax rate level, the property tax rate for the city level, unless voters have approved an increase through like a bond measure where they said we're willing to invest in X, Y, or Z. And so this is one of those times, I think it's the first time in the last at least 10 years that we've been able to lower the property tax rate for the residents. And again, doing that while still being able to provide all those key fundamental services, I mean, that's a win for the city.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I mean, property values have gone up. So
Sure.
this might help ease that pain a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are able to bring in money. We don't decide the property valuations, right? But because valuations have gone up, even with the reduced rate, we're able to fund the budget that apparently council believes we need to continue serving residents well. Our fiscal year starts October 1. So actually what they approved is the spending plan from October 1 of this year, rolling all the way through to the end of September of 2024.
Okay. And then I guess Guthrie Park is going to get the new parking lot.
Yeah, so pickleball. So we had already discussed this as a concept, but what came before council, again, as a part of that consent agenda, is the approval of the company and the bid to do that work. And one of the cool things is we had two options. One was asphalt and one was concrete, and we were able to do the concrete parking lot. So that's nice. It'll be good for that area. About 23 parking spots, I think, and just north of those pickleball courts, west of Tupelo. And so it might take a little bit, might be the end of this year before you see, again, the work being done. But we know that with disc golf in the area and basketball in the area and pickleball in the area, and now that trail connects to the rest of our trail system, that's just a really busy park and a really busy area of our community. And so we've felt that congestion, right? We've heard from residents about, you know, cars parking along the road, and just there's a lot of people there. And so this was identified as council as a necessary measure, and it's really exciting that now we have permission to move forward. We have a company hired to do it, and residents will start seeing the benefit of that soon.
Yeah, because you know what? I was out there this morning, and it was hot. Whoa. The pickleballers weren't pickleballing for terribly long, I tell you. They went out there, they played 15 minutes, gone. So,
I can't do it.
But yeah, I mean, the parking lot was full. I mean, it was still, even though there's hardly any people out there because it was so hot, it was still just stayed pretty much full. But, you know, there's like 7 spots plus a handicap.
And it's worth noting that the first step of this, council approved us going out and actually doing a study about parking in that whole area and what the needs were for those playgrounds that are there, again, for disc golf and for trail. And so this isn't like a willy-nilly project, right? We didn't just like one day go out there and start pouring some concrete, right? Some real design work went into and research went into determining the actual need for that park. And so we're pretty confident that this will help relieve some of that congestion that we've seen and give the people who are using that park a really nice new area to park to do whatever outdoor activity they're hoping to do at Guthrie Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get those people off the streets, or at least parking on the streets. So, well, thanks again, Richard. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Always good to see you.
And we'll have more later on KLTV 7 News and KLTV.com. I'm always the last one at the party, so this time you're going to be last.
Sounds good.